Hello everyone, very good evening. Welcome to the BISP Solutions. My name is Anjali Singh Chauhan, and in today's session we will be going to discuss on expense planning and balance sheet planning, right? So in the yesterday's session we have completed our revenue planning and as well as revenue drivers and assumptions, in which we have also checked our trend whether that is working or not. So in today's webinar, I'm just starting the expense planning. So let's get started. Firstly, as we always discuss about the concept before starting. So what is expense planning? An expenditure plan, also known as spending plan, it is a strategic tool that a small business use to manage money, because every business uses some tools to manage their monies, right? So expenditure plan is one of them. The expenditure plan helps in tracking the amount of income or revenue available and in making decisions on how to use this income and also to save income. And if we talk about the purpose of expense plan, like why we are doing that, so the main purpose is it is a spending plan. We also known as a spending plan. So it is a spending plan. It is a method for distributing your income among the mix of things what you want and need. So creating a spending plan ahead of time will allow you to effectively manage your finances and determine whether to best spend your money, because it is very important before investing. Whether we must know whether where we are investing and whether it is fruitful to us or not, right? In the future, it is our plans will be depending on these current plannings. Whatever we are in, wherever we are investing, it is very important to know whether this will be fruitful to us or not. That is why we are doing this expense planning. So for this, again, I am just going to my story, which I have prepared for you people to understand. So as in the revenue planning, what we have done, we have taken these drivers, that is for rate of course, number of student, discount on plan. Why we are taking only that these drivers? Because we are calculating revenue for my edtech company. This is an we can say this is a story just created to make understand. We are having an edtech company and we are selling online courses to professionals. Okay, so that is why we need revenue as well as expenses. So yesterday we have used these drivers, but today we are talking about the expense drivers. So we will be using these drivers, that is salary per employee, number of employees, number of advertisements, number of sales personnel, then travel cost and number of trips. We can also use some other drivers, but right now I am using only these drivers. On the basis of this, what we will be calculating, if I just want to calculate my salary expenses, so what I'll be doing, I just do number of hours worked multiply by rate per hour multiply by number of days worked. So what I'll be getting the total salary expenses. Because let's talk about one employee of a company. Suppose we are talking about an employee whose name is A. So A is getting the salary on the basis of number of hours worked is, he is working 9 hours, okay, in a day, and the rate per hour is he is getting 500 per hour, okay, and we just want to calculate his monthly income. So I'm just multiplying this with the number of days he worked, okay. So here I'm writing it as number of days worked. Suppose he has worked 25 days in a month. So we'll be calculating his total salary in a month with the help of these drivers, that is number of hours worked multiply by rate per hour and multiply by number of days he worked. So with the help of this we can understand employee A will be getting 112500 salary per month. Okay, so this is the way we are calculating. Suppose we want to make us assure whether this is correct or not. So what we are doing, number of hours multiply by rate per hour so here I am calculating 9 multiplied by 400 multiplied by 30, so we'll be getting 108,000. So you can see we can take any drivers according to our requirements. So now let's move to our application for checking how we can apply this. And with the help of this we will be calculating salary expenses, advertisement expenses and traveling costs. Apart from that we can take some other kind of expenses also. So this is our application. Now what we will be doing, firstly go to the application, then click on configuration part. As we have already done, this is in our revenue planning, so same things we have to indulge in the expense planning as well. You can see here it is already configured. We can change the status from here. Configured. Now we'll be going to the expense accounts, and from here you can see what we have selected at the time of first configuration. We have selected compensation, facilities expense, travel and travel and entertainment expense, then marketing, selling, total other expenses, total expenses and KPIs. So I have added my salary expenses in the compensation. Wait, let me show you this in the dimensions section. So go to the navigator, click on dimensions, and from here we can see this is our OFS expense planning. So I have added a fusion expense drivers and fusion expenses. Why am I adding? Because there is a predefined accounts and predefined drivers. So if I just want to add, so I can only add it as a sibling, but I just want to incorporate this in my business rule, and that is why I have to create this one. So fusion expense drivers, these drivers I have added here, and fusion expenses, you can see here salary, traveling and advertisement. Once we have added this, what we have to do is just load your data. So let me show you my data file. This is my data file. You can see we are doing planning from the month of January 23 to September 23. So I have only selected the month from January to September, and my point of view is financial year 23 OFS load, OEP working, USG, finance, US, OEP actual, IT course and US market. Okay, so here I have taken all the required parameters. Now just load this data as we have loaded in the revenue planning. Simply go to the application, then overview, From select the cube on which you are working. Suppose this is OEPFS. Click on this. Now go to the actions, and from here you have to click on import data. So as I have already imported this data, so I am not redoing this. I am just making you people understand how we can do that. Choose file, select on choose file, and go to the location where you have saved your Excel files. So this is my data. I have selected this, validate and import. Okay, then close. Once you have done that, for assurity you have to check in the jobs. It will automatically showing in the job that your data or metadata is successfully exported. You can see import data is completed. Okay, now you can also schedule jobs. We'll be discussing this in any further session. So once we have done that, now go back to your application, then configuration, click on expense accounts and check if any driver or any expense is remaining to adding. If it is already done, then close this. And you can do two things for calculation purpose. Either you can go with the business rules, or if you want you can apply a member formula as well. So I have applied a business rule, so let's check that rule. OEPFS, then rules. So here this is my expense rule. So let me show you guys what I have created. So one by one, as I have already explained in the revenue part, like how we can write our business rule. So in the same manner, here we are calculating the expenses. So what I have taken here, I have taken the same intersection which is required, the same POV which I have added in my data load file. You can even compare that. FY23 OFS load, then OEP working, USD is our currency, and finance US is our entity, then OEP actual is our scenario. We are loading the actual data, but for what we are doing planning. So on this particular actual data basis we will be doing the planning. Okay, so after this, select your product, IT course, here also IT course, then US market is the market. Now this is the intersection. Now what we are going to calculate, we are going to calculate our salary expenses with the help of these drivers: number of hours worked multiplied by rate per hour multiplied by number of days worked. Okay, after that we are calculating advertisement expenses. So number of advertisement under the double inverted commas multiplied by rate per advertisement. And after that we will be calculating traveling cost. So it is calculated with the help of number of trips multiplied by cost of travel. So these are my drivers. Now simply just click on validate and save. Let me show you this also. When you click on this, the rule has validated with no errors and it was saved. Now click on deploy and launch. The deployment was successful. Now click on launch. So the rule ran with no errors. Once this all done, close this tab and go back to your application. Now what we have done till now, we have added the drivers which are required, we have added the expenses, and we have added the business rules and data load is done. Now just click on navigator and go to the expense. So this is the overview, and we will be going to driver and trend based. As we have discussed that it is a pre-built form, we don't have to do anything. Each and everything is already built up here. What we can do is we can change the intersection, which is the requirement, and we can apply the trend here. Okay, so suppose I just want to apply a trend of, click on this, and here are the list of trends which we can use to calculate. So suppose I first I'm taking current year actual average, and I just want to increase it with the help of 10%. Click on save. Okay, suppose one thing we forget, we have to select the product IT course. Save again. I'm sorry. From here you can change the layout. Just give me a second. So what we can do from here, click on layout, and from here you have to select your rows and column, which is essential. You don't have to tamper this form, it is pre-built and it is correct. Just simply select your account on which you want to apply the trend and click on business rules. Here you can see this is our expense rule. Click on run after save. Once it is done, please go back to your form. So once you have selected the POVs, then what you will be getting, you can see we have increased number of hours with 20%, and the values will automatically come in the calculated option, and with the help of this we can adjust any value, and in total we will be getting like this. So how we can validate this data? Here what we want to do, we want Fusion expense drivers. Go to the tools, check the user variables whether it is correct or not. Click on user preferences, and here you can see I have selected the currency entity, then currency reporting currency is USD, then scenario is OEP plan, version is OEP working, and years is financial year 23, and the expense account, we can select zero level member. So I have selected number of days worked, and in the revenue drivers, fusion expense drivers I have selected. Click on save, and also let's check the variables whether it is correctly selected or not. So you can see I have selected the currency, entity reporting currency, then scenario, I descendants, version, years, in expense account I have selected OFS expense planning, and in the drivers I have selected fusion expense drivers. Save this option. Now again go to expense planning. You can see whatever data we have updated we are getting the values over here. One by one we will be changing these increase or decrease percentage assumptions so that we can understand whether this is working or not. Suppose this is 20% now, but I just want to increase with 10% only. So click write 10% and save. So you can see the value has been changed 18, and now I just want to make an adjustment it here with 50. Currently it is 99.76. When I click on save, you can see it becomes 139.76. So this is working in this way. Once you have updated the data, and once you have uploaded the data, and from here you have selected the correct intersection, you will be getting, and you can work on your data, you can play with your data. Okay, suppose I just want to change my number of days worked. I just want to increase it by 15%. So 0.15 I am writing over here. Currently it is 282. Once we have selected this, click on save. The data has been saved and rule was run successfully. You can see the data has automatically changed, and what it becomes 15% extra. So 15% added to that particular previous data, and it becomes 309.12. And let's change the value in the adjustment. Suppose from 15 I just want to change it to 30, and currently it is 324.12. I am just making it 30 and click on save. So you can see the value is added over here. From 334 it becomes 339. Okay, so in this way you can work. Now let's connect to the smart view. Now I am just showing you with the help of Smart View. I think there is a network issue, otherwise it is not getting this much slow. Select your cube. What we are checking from here, we are checking whether our data load is correctly loaded or not, and we are just doing a data validation kind of thing, right? So click here and click on ad hoc analysis. Now simply selecting my scenario, which is plan. Financial year 23, because we are planning from October to December for the financial year 23, and financial year 24 from January to December. Our version is working and currency is USD. From here, select your plan element. So in our case, plan element is load. Whenever we load the data, it will automatically coming under the head plan load. Select your product. In our case, it is IT course. And market. US market. Currently, just check it for January. And entity is finance US. We can simply write or select anything. If you want to save the time, then select from here. But right now my system is getting hanging, so I'm just selecting it from here. Expense planning. Our driver is Fusion Expense Drivers. Okay. And where is our expense? Fusion expenses. Okay, somebody has changed the name of Fusion expenses to advertisement expenses. No worries. Let's take it this from the application itself. You can see we have created this fusion expenses. Under that we have added traveling cost, salary expenses and advertisement expenses. So I'm copying my advertisement expenses from here and paste here. Now refresh. Our data has been loaded to the actual, so let's select actual. And refresh. So you can see the data is automatically. Now simply drag this till December and refresh. Now you can see the data has been automatically showing in the actuals. But now what we want this to depicted over here, like we want to make it a plan. So what we will be doing, go back to our application, click on your forms, expense form, financial year 23. So as we have checked that the trend is successfully applied, so save this. Okay, and we will be checking it for the whole year in this way. You can see it is doing for all the quarters as well as all the month. When you expand this, you can see the data is 7.48 till March. Then this is the quarter 3. And we want this data in the quarter 4 as well, because we are doing planning for October, November and December. So you can see the data is showing over here also with the changed value, because what we do, we are just applying the trend. Okay, so it is taking the full value. So this we have to check. For checking, you have to go back to the configuration. We have selected here October, and we have selected for monthly planning. So now let's make this to the no, let's not change this. Let's try whether it is working for financial year 24 or not. Okay, so from financial year 24, I am selecting January and next fiscal year. Click on save. We want our actuals to be performed for our planning. Close this and refresh the database. Why am I doing that? Because there was a confusion bit for financial year 23, because the data is already showing, but we just want to check it for next financial year as well, for the financial year 24. So I'm refreshing the database. Click on finish. Also you can check it from jobs. Our rule has been completed. Okay. We have checked that our rule is working for the financial year 23. Now let's change this. Here I am changing the year. Save. Here I descendants of all year is already selected, so no need to do anything else. Now we have to go to the rules and from here click on roll up, and from here you can select your years. Financial year 23 and financial year 24. Okay, and I just want to work it for finance US only, so I'm selecting that for OEP plan, and the currency will be USD. Click on launch. The following value is not valid for the runtime prompt. Okay, let's select it from here itself. Okay, why this is showing like this? Because we have changed our financial year from 23 to 24. So for planning it is only showing us for financial year 25 to 28. So that we don't have to change. So I'm again making it 23. Because our actuals are for the year 23 and we want planning from October, current fiscal year, save. Also let's check our business rule. Now I just want to make a change in this rule, because currently it is running only for the financial year 23, and I just want to work it for financial year 24 as well. So I'm selecting here. Let's check whether it is validating or not. Okay, good, it is validated. Now click on launch and click on deploy and then launch. So it is successfully done. Close this and go back to your forms, pre-built forms, I must say. We do not change this, because if we change this it become tampered. So let's go to our form and try to incorporate the business rule here. You can see the scenario is plan, and let's try to apply a trend. What we are doing, we are checking whether our rule is run for the next fiscal year or not. Okay, applying the trend and save. So you can see it is definitely working for the next fiscal year as well. From here we can adjust the values, as we have done this before also. Let's adjust it with the 100 and save this. Currently it is 89. Once it is done, it will become 189. So you can see the changes in front of you guys. Like this, you can take any other trend assumptions as well. Currently we have only checked with the current year actual average. Now suppose if I just want to change the trend, so let's see what will happen. Suppose I just want it for prior year actual average, because the data is already in financial year 23. So let's check whether it is working or not for the another trend. No, it is only working for the current year actual average. So make it this and save. You can see the values automatically comes. We have not done anything for the financial year 24. We have just entered financial year 24 in the business rule, and the data is already loaded for the financial year 23, and I have also taken the values till September. The October, November and December is missing, but with the help of trends, the data is automatically calculates and shows the exact value. Okay, so currently it is 4752. I just want to make it change with the 500 amount. Click write 500 and then click on save, and the result is it becomes 5252. So in this way you can apply for each and every drivers as well as expenses, and once it is done you can check the analysis from here in this way. Also you can apply on a dashboard. Apply this on a dashboard. 1 minute, I just want to save that first, then we will check it on a dashboard as well. Let's change it with 20%. Save. Now as you understand, so I'm quickly adding things. Let's reduce it with the 100. It should become 222. You can see it becomes 222. Currently it is only taking this trend, current year actual average, but it will work for each and every trend. We just have to make it some settings as we have done for this. You can see data is come for this. Now let's reduce it with -20, so it should become 100.12. It becomes 100.12. Things are automatically changed. We don't have to do anything. We have to just select the correct intersection and correct data, put the correct data. Let's make it 0. I don't want to change it, so value should be exactly same. From here, let's increase this with 1200. Sorry. Now I just want to reduce my cost of travel from 200. -20. Let's make it for -20. Once you save it, the value will automatically shows in the calculated column as well as total column. The rule has been run successfully. We have applied the trend for the drivers. Now we are trying to apply for expenses as well. And this is the beauty of this, because driver based planning or driver based modeling is an approach to financial planning, and it analyzes focused on identifying an organization's key business and value drivers, and then creating business plans and budgets based on these key drivers. So it is very interesting as well. Every time we can change the trend as well for checking whether it is working for other trends or not. Let's save this. So it is done for financial year 24 as well. For record purpose, I have taken this screenshot so that if in future I have any kind of doubts, I can refer that. Now let's check whether it is working on the dashboard or not, how we can create that. Also here, let's check whether the value is showing over the smart view or not. For the financial year 24, dragging it and refresh. Okay, so it is not showing. Why? Because it should be plan, not actual. Okay, I just have to check this because our rule has been run. We have already checked it on the data form. Launch. Let's make it 120, 200. Okay, my smart way is not working. That is why the value is not showing. It is hanging now. No worries, I have already shown you in the previous session. So for creating dashboard, click on create. You can give it a meaningful name. Select your cube and give it a name. Expense planning dashboard. Okay, save it. Here, from here you can select your cube and your data form as well. Now we want our expenses form. So let's take the actual first. Actual is for financial year 23. From here you can maximize it. Why it is not showing? You can see whatever drivers we have created, it is showing over this dashboard, and from here you can change the POV as well. Okay, and the data is also showing over here. We can change the look of this. We can make it a gauze, or we can take the area, whatever we like. And we can also select multiple kind of data forms. Suppose I am selecting it for the trend, so that I can check the trend, actual, forecast and plan. I think the application is not running well this time. That is why the figures are not showing over here. But you can understand, quite simply understand, that how we can make a dashboard for this, and the drivers are well explained for the revenue as well as expenses. So I think it is enough for the day, and in the next session what we will be doing, we will be understanding about the balance sheet. Okay, so revenue and expenses have done. So this is all for the day, and as this is a closing thought, that undoubtedly financial planning and analysis are strategies for any company or on a personal basis. Therefore, it provides a parameter for setting a financial goal, investment, income and profit and loss. So as a result, it can help in terms of economic benefit, and it prevent from any kind of financial loss. That is why we are doing financial planning because it is very big thing for a company, that if financial loss occurs, so how they will be tackled with that. So financial planning is always must. That is why we are learning that, and in short, it is the only way that can help you to account for your money and help you save up for the future investment, and also to identify offers a wide range of financial solutions. We are on your side in your quest for financial wellness. So that's all for the day. Thank you so much. If you have any doubts or queries, you can always feel free to write on the BISP Solutions. Thank you so much, guys. Have a nice day.